All right. Now, this is the second part of my November 2nd uh, dissertation on the yellow journalism of New York Post. Now, I love the New York Post. I love reading yellow journalism. It's neither blue or red. It's sort of just in a spicy way, the sleaze of the internet. No, not the internet, actually, paper. Trees have died for this. Anyway, we're coming up to the election, very political right now. It's going to be decided the fate of the United States, the fate of the world, and the fate of the world itself, according to some. Our democracy is in danger, so I've heard. And the white women tilt red. Now, this is, I think, the revenge of the Karens. The percentages, if you the studies of women from the suburbs, these are suburban white women, college educated, a disproportionate amount of them are named Karen. And I review this as Karen's revenge. Because every time a neurotic white woman complains about people of color, being people of color, inevitably that she's a Karen. Imagine being born a Karen, all your life you're innocent, and now you're connected with a stereotype of neurotic white women who bust people's balls. I don't think that's right. Karen's a very nice name, and I think I am against it. I don't blame them for voting Republican. It's a vengeance. It's fun. Anyway, get ready for Joe 24. I'm very concerned about our president. Some say, well, Joe is a nasty old man who gets into fights with people, and he always marches towards the press whenever they question him, and then he goes like, "Hey, Joe, Jack," and then he's actually going to fight. And he's 80, nearly 80 years old, and he has Secret Service backing him up. It's very brave of him to go and menace, anybody who questions him, whether they're a press person or whether they're the layman person who's a regular guy. He has a bad attitude, but he's lovable in his own way. The way he smells little girls, hey, the way he pronounces things, the way he eats ice cream. I worry about him. I worry about him busting a hip and falling off a bike. I worry about him getting brain freeze. I think here's the thing: it's not dementia. I think it's brain freeze. The man eating too much ice cream. What is cholesterol level? My God. But he's going to run in 2024, which is and Trump. If Trump runs, definitely it'll be the battle of the octogenarians. If DeSantis runs and Trump doesn't run and just becomes the spiritual leader of the Republican Party, which I think he might do, because I think they're going to sabotage him any chance of him legally running with all these lawsuits. And the liberals are, Dems are a little bit too sure of themselves that somehow he's going to go to jail. He's like the road runner. Every time you think you got him, it beep beep, he gets away. But it's going to be fun. I this um this conflict because this is going to be fun. I mean, watching Biden, 3 years from now, when the dementia really hits, debating himself instead of Trump and having invisible friends who he shakes hands with and talking to the dead. It's going to be a laugh riot from a comedian's point of view. Anyway, building committee. Now, here's some old-fashioned grift. Buildings commissioner uh, uh, they raided the guy who was the building commissioner in New York City, who apparently was losing a lot of money gambling, and he owed some, guys, and he somehow was giving kickbacks through giving contracts to the fellas. That's like a 1970s graft. There's no drugs involved. There's gambling, loan sharking, prostitution. Memories of the corruption we used to have. Misty Maureen runaways. Now, also the scary stuff that happened. Uh, Pelosi's attacker, creepy chat. He wanted to chat with Pelosi, and he was. And now he's being accused of being a right winger. I think he's a wingnut. He's a radical nudist, whatever that means. I don't understand. You either want to take your clothes off and take it, or are you forcing other people to take their clothes off? Is that how you're radical? I don't know. I gotta research this. He's from Canada, a legal kind of, nobody sees the menace that Canada is to us. I mean, they say, the Mexicans are stealing our jobs. It's the Canadians, like William Shatner, as lovable as he is. He's a Canadian, and that Star Trek Captain Cook should have gone to an American. It's very hard to tell. I mean, they all have accents, and they look like us, they talk like us, and they're very, but the politeness. That's how you see through them. Nobody's that polite. No, 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 no. Besides, they have their own prejudice. They used to have prejudices against your French Canadians, and they put them down. That was a number of years ago. Maybe they reformed and Slack they're all good pals out in the great light. I don't, I'm not on top of the Canadian political cultural scene. If I have my own fish to fry. Anyway, let's see here. I'm looking at Subway fare beat bunks. Our glorious mayor is hiring a private security firm to stop people from jumping the turnstiles. There's a big group of bruisers, enforcement. Now, it's funny, his priorities confused me. I'm a little confused about the priorities of me. And for me, is saying basically the beheadings and the jumping and the beating and the killings and the murders and the rapes that go on in the subway. We're not going to emphasize that. We're not going to, we're going to let that go. You know what we really want to do? We got to have some burly private security people to make sure nobody jumps the turnstiles. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see, what else? Thug slugs out elderly guy. Now, an elderly man, a man who is nearly 80 years old. He had the bad judgment of Joe Biden, and he was in the subway. There was this gangbanger playing his loud music, big, powerful guy. And the old guy said, please, would you turn down the music? Well, you could see the elder abuse coming 3 miles away. He slugged the young gangbanger. Well, he was not that young. He looked like about 30. South an 80-year-old guy, from the gangbanger's point of view, a real portrait in courage. You can't let those old people, get away with stuff. Here you go, boom, broken. Well, anyway, elder abuse. I never thought I would want to be a protected class. Now, everybody acts legal, but as I get the gray, and I can be obnoxious. I can see. Although I wouldn't, if I saw somebody in the subway, I would not say lower your music. I would have my sense of discretion and survival instincts are just too good, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's see. Next report will be in the morning, and Australia will be back. And I'm gonna get out of here. I like to do two things. I got a whole post newspaper, and I did the whole thing. Some things I didn't do. Some things were not that funny. Some things were funny. There was a challenge, and I could get something on it. But we're gonna do this every day until we have a body of work that no one can challenge. All right, here we go. We go bye bye. Bye bye. No, that's not.